Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back here. Want to talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce, their child Blue Ivy, their wedding, Freemasonry, arranged marriages, and parallel their experience with other celebrities such as Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, as well as people like Audrey Hepburn and Tom Cruise. We will get into it. So, let's begin by looking at Jay-Z's date of birth and name gematria and also where he's from, and we'll see what's curious. He was born December 4th, 1969, giving him a date numerology of 32, like the word America, like the matching the numerology of the date of the direct Declaration of Independence. July 4th, 1776 is also 32. The abbreviation for UK is 21 plus 11. It's also 32. So I call 32 the American number, and Jay-Z has that for a life number. Jay-Z was born Sean Corey Carter. With gematria, Pythagorean gematria, his name sums to 88. And that's interesting because hip hop is often abbreviated HH and also 88. The hip hop magazine The Source even talks about how 88 is significant to hip hop and used as a shorthand for it. Recently, I did a video on hip hop music and I showed the Kanye West sponsored video where the quarterback's number is 88. The quarterback's Big Sean, another related hip hop artist. So, Sean Corey Carter has the perfect name for hip hop. Also, his initials SCC are a lot like 133. His first album came out in the year 96. This has much to do with Freemasonry and Satanism. The word Freemason with simple English gematria sums to 96. The word Satanism, the same. The word knowledge, the same. The Freemasons are the keepers of knowledge. His first album, which came out in 96, was called Reasonable Doubt. Also an album with curious gematria, 55. The word Satan equals 55. 64. Thelema equals 64. Thelema has to do with Saturn and Satan worship. The name Jay-Z in simple English gematria matches that of Mason. They both sum to 62. And the thing I find curious about the name Jay-Z is if you drop the A and Y and you just think about the letter J, it's the first double digit letter. It's the 10th letter in the alphabet. And Z is the last letter, 26. And as we'll see, he married Beyonce when she was 26. In Gematria, 26 is the God number. Notice that 26 is a reflection of 62. The word God sums to 26. Also, as for Jay-Z, his sixth studio album, we just talked about Reasonable Doubt, his sixth was released on September 11th, 2001, and it was called The Blueprint. Of course, Blueprint is a way of saying the master plan, essentially. So what a perfect album title for September 11th, 2001. The second song on this is called The Takeover. Oh, it's bad. Jay-Z, he grew up where the recent police shooting hoax happened in New York with all the coding of 46. Do you recall? Did a video post on that. He grew up in Marcy houses of the Bedford-Stuyvesant neighborhood, known as Bed-Stuy. Marcy houses has a gematria of 66. What do we know about this number, Truth Seeker? And Bed-Stuy has a gematria of 33. Of course, if you write out the word 33, it sums to 66. Important Masonic numbers, biblical numbers, numbers coded through and through in the foundation of this country. And here's his little bio, Marcy Houses, Bedford-Stuyvesant. Got a post on that neighborhood as well. I talked more about this neighborhood after the police shooting hoax. Bedford-Stuyvesant also equals this number 67, another Masonic number of significance. Words such as water, organic, 67. West is 67. So his wife, Beyonce, she is also someone who was born with very curious name gematria. What I'm saying, Truth Seeker, is these people, Jay-Z and Beyonce, were born into it. Their parents are part of it. Born into it. So she was born Beyonce Giselle Knowles. Now she has hyphen Carter because she took that from Jay-Z, Sean Corey Carter. The name Beyonce is 33 with Pythagorean gematria. The name Giselle is 33 with Pythagorean gematria. The name Knowles is 27. 33 plus 33 plus 27 is 93, like the number of Thelema. 93. With Carter, it sums to 122. Another often quoted number. She came about in the group of 3 women titled Destiny's Child. Destiny is a 33 word. Kelly Rowland, also from that group. Rowland is another 33 name. And we'll talk more about the recent death of her mother in just a second. Before we get into that, let's look at the date that Beyonce and Jay-Z were wed. It has something in common with the more recent wedding of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. So Beyonce and Jay-Z were wed on April 4th, 2008. Martin Luther King Jr. was once assassinated April 4th, 1968, 40 years earlier. This was the 40-year anniversary of that date. The date has a numerology of 16. The word 16 has a gematria of 33. And I don't think this stuff's a coincidence. Beyonce was married to him at the age of 26. He was 38 at the time. What's scary about this is April 4th, 4-4. This date has a lot to do with death and assassination. The first president to die in office died on April 4th. As I just said, MLK was assassinated 40 years earlier to the day. Julius Caesar was assassinated in the year 44 BC. And a whole lot more, Truth Seeker. Plus, Jay-Z was 38 on this date. This number has much to do with death. The word death in simple English gematria sums to 38. Both Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. died on dates with numerology of 38. And Jay-Z, when he was first coming up before he even had his own album, was on tracks with Notorious B.I.G. So they're not even that far apart. They have other connections. And where it gets stranger is, like I just said, you look at Kim and Kanye West wedding. Of course, Kanye West is also a friend of Jay-Z's. They did an album together a couple years ago. They were married on May 24th. That's the 144th day of the year. If you write out the word 44, much like the date April 4th, 4-4, if you write out the word 44 and sum it, it sums to 144. Jay-Z and Beyonce get married on April 4th. Kim and Kanye get married on May 24th. Of course, Kim is a 33 name with simple English gematria. Kanye West is a 33 name with Pythagorean gematria. And from Tom Cruise, who divorced all 3 of his wives at the age of 33, to Audrey Hepburn, who was married to multiple men with 33 names, to so many other celebrities. You see so many of these curious dates for the date of union, plus the often pairing of 33 and 33, or with other sacred numerology, such as 26, how old Beyonce was when she married Jay-Z. Okay, so they have this daughter, Blue Ivy, and Blue Ivy is another name with 33 gematria. And it makes you wonder, do you think Jay-Z and Beyonce chose this name for their child, or were they told to give this child this name? Just like Once Upon a Time, were Beyonce's parents told to name her Beyonce for her future role as a star, which she became? Jay-Z with Pythagorean gematria sums to 17. Like the word God with Pythagorean gematria. And remember, Z's the 26th letter, the God number in gematria. The word Jehovah has Pythagorean gematria 33, more God connections, and he uses the nickname Hova, play on this. Just wanted to point out that Kanye West and Kim named their child Northwest, which has simple English gematria of 142. If you write out the word 42, it sums to 142. This is another number of much significance. The name President Obama sums to 142. So does the word terrorist. Right now we have something called the New Congress. New Congress equals 142. The word new is 42. So, oh yeah, and it's not just, it's all sorts of musicians. David Bowie named his daughter Zoe Bowie. Zoe is another 33 words. So it's all genres. Remember, right now we're mostly talking about hip hop. Hip equals 33, hop equals 39, rock equals 47, pop equals 47. This coding, it's through and through. It's the coding of their creations. And hip hop music and rock music is surely their creations. This at the end of 2014, Joan Rivers died, and I just learned something the other day. I caught the original curiosity that Joan Rivers died on Beyonce's 33rd birthday, but I didn't know about this thing where she had tweeted just days before on August 27th. She died September 4th. So this is, not quite 2 weeks before at 7:33 a.m. Maybe just a coincidence, but I doubt it. Also notice this date has numerology of 49. 8 plus 27 is 35, plus 14 is 49. 8, 27, 14. She made this tweet poking fun at Jay-Z and Beyonce. Well, what's weird about the death is Joan Rivers was born in the year 33, and she died at the age of 81, if she really died. Beyonce was born in the year 81, and she turned 33 the day Joan Rivers died. Maybe a coincidence, but I think not. I think it's all part of the symmetry of their web of hoaxes, and I think even this celebrity death is part of it. Here in the United States, most people know who Joan Rivers is, so to hear that she died would make most people pause for a second and at least think about it. Joan Rivers has had quite the personality for a number of years. Here they are. The 4 people we've been talking a lot about had an awards, living the 33 life. And I was talking about the Grammys and how they performed the song Drunken Love. Drunken Love has the gematria of 55. That song, I find it interesting because, Beyonce for the last decade has been this singer. You think about the year she was in Destiny's Child. A lot of their songs are about strong, independent women, who don't need a man, promoting that theme. And, not everybody would agree with that theme, but I think a lot of people would see what's respectable about it. But lately, her music has become more about sex and sexualized and more about showing off her body. And I just find that so interesting because typically when you're younger in your musical career, it seems that it starts off with more of that and then becomes more mature. But in the case of Beyonce, it's the exact opposite. And I guess some people could say, that's just her own independent choice as an artist, but what I'm saying is these people are puppets on strings and they are following what their masters tell them to do. And I think that this is just what they're doing to Beyonce, They're making her do this at this point in her career. And you have to ask yourself why, Why? These drunken love lyrics, there's something else. I want to point out something though. In Jay-Z's verse on this song, he brags about his own brand of cognac, and that brand has a gematria of 111, just like New York equals 111 where he's from. But in English gematria, New York equals 666, and so does his brand of cognac, 666. And remember, these Freemasons, they worship Satan. And I think this is another tribute to that. Alcohol. Prohibition ended in the year 33. Alcohol, the word, equals 66. And with regards to 66, let us close by talking about let us close by talking about Kelly Rowland's mother's death. Kelly Rowland just turned 33 as well, and her mother died at the age of 66. And I think this is just another example of what's going on behind the scenes with these people who have sold their souls to the wrong people. You know, I think this is how they got to be famous. They sold out to the wrong people. They signed the dotted line with the wrong people. And eventually these people come to collect. And that's why we read about so many celebrities dying in strange and bizarre ways and with reasons that don't add up and make sense, from Joan Rivers to Michael Jackson to O.J. Simpson's son to so many more. And Kelly Rowland had a child of her own that also got a very curious name, Truth Seeker. So what I'm trying to show you is what's going on behind the scenes. And it's not just these people I'm naming. I'm just giving you examples. You do this research with more people, you're going to see much the same. This is what's going on with our celebrities. They are owned and controlled. They are taking orders, even when it comes to naming their own children. And that's probably how Sean Corey Carter was once named. And he was probably raised to be. And what I want to say about Jay-Z is I've never been a fan of him. You know, all his message has ever been is arrogance, bragging, me, 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 me. And that's what Satanism is, self-worship. So I think Jay-Z's a perfect example of Satanism, whether you realize it or not. Self-worship. All right, until next time, Truth Seeker.